The internet is currently ablaze with an explosive revelation that is sending shockwaves through the music industry. An alleged leaked recording, which reportedly features a private prison phone call between Diddy Combs and Jay-Z, has surfaced online, and it's more bombshell than anyone could have anticipated. This discovery is more than just a mere tabloid sensation. It has the potential to reshape how we view the power dynamics within the world of hip-hop, law enforcement, and the criminal justice system. The details of the call, though initially difficult to decipher, are staggering. The conversation between two icons, both of whom have long controlled the narrative around their public personas, sheds light on a much darker side of celebrity influence. Secrets are being revealed, and accusations of manipulation and illicit activities are coming to the forefront. The issue at hand? A series of alleged actions by Diddy that could alter the very course of his legal battles, bringing with them questions of ethical conduct, legal accountability, and the fairness of the justice system itself. Diddy's alleged influence in prison, bypassing the system. One of the most concerning aspects of the leaked recording is the revelation that Diddy may have been using other inmates as intermediaries to convey messages to people on the outside. In doing so, he is allegedly bypassing established prison communication protocols, raising serious questions about the extent of his influence even while incarcerated. The prison system is designed to control inmates' communications in an effort to prevent criminal activities from continuing outside the walls of the institution. However, if these claims are true, they reveal a deliberate attempt by Diddy to manipulate this system. Inmates are generally only allowed to make approved phone calls to individuals on a specific list. By using other inmates' phone codes to facilitate three-way calls, Diddy would be violating these regulations. This is more than a minor infraction. It is a serious breach of prison rules that could undermine the integrity of his ongoing legal proceedings. The implications of such actions are far-reaching. If Diddy is attempting to sway public perception by controlling the narrative of his legal troubles, the situation becomes even more alarming. Furthermore, there is concern that he may have been trying to influence potential witnesses or manipulate testimony, making a mockery of the legal process. This alleged use of influence within the prison system could have profound consequences. Prosecutors are already voicing concerns that Diddy's continued control over the case, despite being behind bars, shows a complete disregard for the legal process and raises the possibility of witness tampering and intimidation. The idea that a defendant could still exert power over the case, even from prison, calls into question the fairness of the trial process. The coded language. Diddy's cryptic messages. Adding another layer of intrigue to the case is the discovery that Diddy allegedly used coded language during his phone calls. Terms like pigs, road trips, and worm food are believed to be part of an elaborate scheme to obscure the true meaning of his words. These veiled phrases were presumably designed to elude detection by prison officials who are monitoring calls for potential illegal activities. The term pigs, for instance, is widely speculated to refer to law enforcement officers. This would suggest that Diddy might be expressing frustration or even fear over the involvement of police in his case. Meanwhile, road trips is believed to be a euphemism for imprisonment or possible legal consequences, serving as a subtle way of conveying threats or warnings. The term worm food is more ominous, suggested to indicate compromising material or evidence that Diddy may have on others, suggesting that he might be attempting to leverage this information in a bid to strengthen his defense. These coded exchanges, though cryptic, provide a fascinating insight into the lengths to which Diddy may have gone to manipulate his situation. The use of such coded language is not only a violation of prison communication rules, but could also be indicative of a calculated effort to control the narrative surrounding his case, even while behind bars. Allegations of witness intimidation, a calculated effort to control testimonies. Among the most serious allegations against Diddy is that he has attempted to intimidate witnesses involved in his legal proceedings. Reports suggest that he has leveraged his influence to silence individuals who could provide damaging testimony against him. This is an alarming accusation, as it speaks to a deeper and more dangerous form of manipulation that could undermine the very foundation of the justice system. If true, these actions would constitute a direct effort to obstruct justice. The legal system relies on the integrity of witnesses, form of manipulation that could undermine the very foundation of the justice system. If true, these actions would constitute a direct effort to obstruct justice. The legal system relies on the integrity of witnesses, and any attempts to coerce or intimidate individuals into altering their testimony or preventing them from speaking altogether poses a significant threat to the fairness of the trial. The use of intermediaries, coded language, and possible threats would be a clear violation of the principles of justice and could potentially derail the entire legal process. This is a concern that prosecutors have taken seriously. A subtle yet powerful campaign to shape public perception. While the legal battles are unfolding behind closed doors, Diddy's public image remains a key part of the narrative. As with many high-profile figures, his brand is part of his identity, and managing that brand has become a priority even in the midst of a legal storm. The leaked phone calls reveal that Diddy may have been attempting to shape public perception of his situation by making his family life and personal persona central to the narrative. A particularly revealing example of this came during his birthday social media campaign, which featured a heartfelt video of his children expressing their love for him. On the surface, this might seem like an innocuous gesture, a simple display of affection meant to humanize him in the eyes of the public. However, when viewed within the context of the ongoing legal issues, it takes on a more strategic tone. Prosecutors and critics alike have pointed out that these social media posts are part of a deliberate effort to portray Diddy as a devoted father and a positive influence, with the intention of garnering sympathy amidst the scandal. However, this strategy may not have had the desired effect. Rather than humanizing him, many observers have criticized Diddy's social media campaign as an attempt to manipulate the public sentiment and detract from the seriousness of the charges against him. The contrast between the light-hearted family videos and the gravity of the legal accusations is jarring, and critics argue that it diminishes the seriousness of the situation. For those monitoring the case, these posts might appear as a distraction, an attempt to redirect attention away from the legal issues and towards a more palatable image of Diddy as a family man. The role of the district attorney and leaked evidence. The district attorney, DA, has played a pivotal role in bringing the accusations against Diddy to the public's attention. From initiating charges to presenting evidence in court, the DA has been instrumental in pushing forward the case. However, as the case has progressed, it has been marred by a number of leaks, including video recordings of court proceedings and intercepted phone calls. These leaks have raised serious questions about the security of the judicial process and the potential involvement of outside forces attempting to sway the case. One particularly shocking turn of events came with the sudden resignation of the DA during what was arguably the most prominent trial of their career. The timing of the resignation, coming at a crucial juncture in the trial, has led to speculation that external pressures, possibly involving political maneuvering or intimidation, played a role in the decision. Critics argue that this move weakens the prosecution's position and could undermine efforts to secure a conviction. The leaks themselves have only added to the complexity of the case, with sensitive materials such as jail recordings and video footage of private conversations being released to the public. questions are being raised about how such evidence could have surfaced in the first place. Some suspect that these leaks were intentional, a calculated attempt to sway public opinion and shape the narrative surrounding Diddy's case. If these materials were indeed deliberately released, it opens up a larger conversation about the integrity of the legal system and whether powerful individuals can manipulate it for their own gain. The future of the case and the need for safeguards. The combination of leaks, the resignation of the DA, and the ongoing attempts by Diddy to control his public image have created an incredibly challenging situation for all parties involved. The integrity of the case has been compromised, and the public's trust in the legal process has been called into question. As such, there is an urgent need for safeguards to protect the fairness of high-profile cases like this. This includes better protections against leaks and greater transparency within the legal system. The case has raised important questions about the influence that wealthy and powerful individuals can exert on the judicial process, and it is crucial that steps are taken to ensure that the system remains accountable and fair. If the legal proceedings are seen as being manipulated or influenced by outside forces, it sets a dangerous precedent, undermining the public's faith in the justice system. To rewrite this in greater depth with a focus on providing context, vivid descriptions, and relevant background, I will break down the expanded version into sections to provide a comprehensive understanding of the subject, particularly regarding the alleged scandal involving Diddy, Jay-Z, celebrity silence, and the broader implications for the legal and public spheres. The leaked phone call, a window into Diddy's world. The leaked phone call between Diddy and Jay-Z is perhaps the most explosive piece of evidence to surface in this case. In the recording, Diddy is heard speaking in a combative and defiant tone, showcasing a side of the music mogul that many may not have seen before. The conversation is laden with cryptic language, veiled threats, and pointed accusations, which have left listeners questioning the true nature of Diddy's power and influence, even while incarcerated. From the outset of the call, it is clear that Diddy feels cornered. The tone of his voice conveys a man who is aware of the gravity of his legal situation, but refuses to back down. One of the most striking elements of the conversation is Diddy's reference to Jay-Z as Daddy, which could be interpreted as a mocking term meant to undermine Jay-Z's position. The phrase, "You already ruined my name," suggests that Diddy feels betrayed by his former associate, blaming Jay-Z for tarnishing his public image. As the conversation unfolds, Diddy makes several references to high-profile figures, including Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, and Leonardo DiCaprio, implying that they have distanced themselves from him due to the scandal. These mentions are vague and cryptic, but they paint a picture of Diddy as someone with insider knowledge of the entertainment industry's inner workings. It also suggests that Diddy may be using his connections and the power of his reputation to manipulate the narrative surrounding his case. One of the most disturbing aspects of the conversation is Diddy's apparent willingness to take drastic action to protect his interests. The line, "You going against somebody who got nothing to lose and everything to gain," is a veiled threat, implying that Diddy is ready to retaliate if his demands are not met. This statement highlights the desperation and sense of entitlement that Diddy feels in this moment, as he is willing to use whatever means necessary to maintain control over his legal and public affairs. Coded language, a strategy of manipulation and control. Throughout the leaked phone call, Diddy employs a number of cryptic phrases that have left authorities scrambling to decipher their true meaning. The use of coded language is not new in high-profile legal cases, where defendants often attempt to bypass the surveillance of prison calls and other forms of communication. In Diddy's case, phrases such as worm food and road trips have been interpreted as veiled references to compromising information, threats, and even blackmail. The term worm food is particularly troubling, as it is believed to refer to damaging material that Diddy holds over others. In the context of the conversation, it is suggested that Diddy may be using this information to coerce individuals into silence or to influence witnesses in his legal battles. The phrase road trips, meanwhile, is thought to be a euphemism for imprisonment, indicating that Diddy may be using his legal situation as a means of conveying subtle threats to those he believes are betraying him. These coded messages are not just an attempt to circumvent prison monitoring systems. They are a deliberate effort to maintain control over the narrative surrounding his case. By using ambiguous language, Diddy can communicate with his associates and influence public perception without leaving a clear trail for authorities to follow. This tactic underscores the extent to which Diddy is willing to go to protect his image and maintain his power, even from behind bars. Celebrity silence, the role of Diddy's famous friends. One of the most intriguing aspects of this scandal is the silence of Diddy's celebrity friends and associates. Figures like Kevin Hart, Rihanna, and others who have frequently been seen at his events and gatherings have remained conspicuously silent when asked about the allegations surrounding Diddy. This silence has fueled speculation about whether these celebrities are distancing themselves from Diddy to protect their own reputations, or whether they are being intentionally tight-lipped to avoid self-incrimination. This reticence has created a narrative of unease within the celebrity world. Some believe that Diddy may be using his knowledge of their actions, particularly in relation to his infamous freak-off parties, as leverage to keep them quiet. These parties, which have become central to the allegations against him, are rumored to have involved explicit activities, and the possibility that there are video recordings of these events has only heightened the speculation. The fear that Diddy could release compromising footage of these high-profile individuals has led many to remain silent, possibly out of fear of personal or professional ruin. The collective silence of Diddy's famous friends has raised important questions about the ethics of celebrity loyalty and self-preservation. While some may view this as a betrayal of a former friend, others see it as a strategic move to protect their own interests. In an industry where public image is everything, the decision to remain silent in the face of scandal can be a calculated one. Blackmail allegations, the power of worm food. At the heart of this scandal is the accusation that Diddy has been using blackmail as a means of controlling his associates and silencing potential witnesses. The term worm food, which Diddy allegedly used during his prison calls, is believed to refer to compromising material or information that he holds over others. This could include video footage, recordings, or other forms of evidence that he could use to threaten or coerce individuals into doing his bidding. The existence of such evidence has raised the stakes in Diddy's legal battle, as it suggests that he may be willing to use whatever means necessary, whether legal or illegal, to protect his interests. Prosecutors have pointed to these alleged instances of blackmail as evidence of Diddy's willingness to manipulate the legal process and obstruct justice. If true, these actions would not only undermine his credibility, but could also lead to additional charges being brought against him. The potential impact of these blackmail allegations extends far beyond Diddy himself. If it is proven that he has been using such tactics to influence witnesses or tamper with evidence, it could have far-reaching consequences for the entire legal process. The credibility of the justice system would be called into question, as it would highlight the dangers of allowing powerful individuals to manipulate the legal system for their own benefit. The fallout, a legacy in crisis. As the details of this scandal continue to emerge, the fallout for Diddy has been significant. His once untouchable public image has been tarnished by allegations of manipulation, blackmail, and obstruction of justice. The leaked phone calls, coded language, and celebrity silence have painted a picture of a man desperate to maintain his power and influence even as his legal troubles mount. For Jay-Z, the situation is equally complicated. His involvement in this scandal, whether direct or indirect, has raised questions about his relationship with Diddy and the broader implications for their shared industry. The public nature of their feud, coupled with the tense nature of the leaked phone calls, has only added fuel to the fire. Jay-Z's response, or lack thereof, could play a pivotal role in shaping public perception of his role in this unfolding drama. In the end, the Diddy scandal serves as a stark reminder of the complex intersection of fame, power, and accountability. As the case progresses and more details emerge, it is clear that the consequences of this controversy will reverberate throughout the music industry for years to come. Whether Diddy can recover from this scandal remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: his legacy will never be the same.